The following program has been rated GE. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
SportOn, in association with Visa.
Well, it's been a party atmosphere in Casablanca, Rabat, and for all the Moroccan supporters who've been following the action at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Thank you once again for joining us for another edition of SportOn. My name is Bernard Ndong. And Wakabi, what a week it has been in the FIFA World Cup. Unexpected results, but I think the big one was the fact that Morocco have once again made history in terms of African football.
Yes, Bernard, especially when you think about it, it's not just for Morocco. You spoke about Casablanca and Rabat. It's quite possibly the entire continent. And this is one of those things where it's not just the continent, but it's also the Arab nation. So they really do carrying a flag of not just one continent, but of two different people who are so happy to see what they have been able to achieve tonight. Absolutely.
And later in the show, we'll be joining a gentleman. His name is Benjamin Haji. He's a Norwegian Moroccan. He has a wealth of knowledge in regards to the Moroccan national football team. He actually played with some of the players at the under-17 level. We'll be linking up with him in the course of the show. But on the set tonight, as we'd mentioned online, I'm sure you've been following our discussion online, we have a very interesting mix of guests this evening. Wakabi, Muay Thai, kickboxing. Do you know the difference?
No, I am assuming they are brothers because they are next to each other, but it's all the martial arts, because I'm really curious to know what's the difference between kickboxing, Muay Thai, and MMA. Is there a difference? Are they the same? Not quite sure. So luckily tonight we get to have two gentlemen and a lady to maybe just educate us a little bit on what is what.
Absolutely. And remember the question we're asking you this evening, it's exactly 6 days to the final of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Of course, the semi-finals will be happening before that. And we're asking you, these two semi-finals, out of those two semi-finals, we're asking a very, very simple question. Which two teams do you think will reach the final of the World Cup? Okabi, what is your pairing?
I think Argentina play France in the final on Sunday. My heart wants Morocco to go through, but I have a feeling most teams that are surprise packages at tournaments tend to end at the semi-final. Whether it's Turkey in 2002, South Korea in 2002 as well. That seems to be normally the limit. Burkina Faso back in 98. So my heart wants Morocco, but I have a feeling it will be Argentina versus France on Sunday.
Indeed, Argentina versus France. That's your preferred.
Which one is yours?
I think I'll also align to the same one. I think Morocco's fairy tale will conclude against the French in the semi-final. So I believe perhaps, I think their fairy tale will end against the Le Bleu.
Yeah, hopefully we are using the head more than the heart. The heart says otherwise.
Yes.
The heart wants Morocco
Definitely
to go through.
We want to be supporting the Atlas Lions. Now, of course, we are supported by Samsung. And Wakabi, you know the things I like about the tablets. In fact, I'm looking at the feedback. People already started sharing their sentiments. This is the tab. The thing I like about it is the versatility about it. It's how you're able to navigate different things at the same time.
I can't get over the split screen. Like you can have two things at the same time. And also just the battery, Bernard, it can go up to 14 hours. So if you charged it this morning.
Do you know the last time I charged this thing was last week?
Exactly. You see,
and it's just been on the entire
So the battery stays longer. The screen is big. It's the biggest you can get. It's 14.6.
Yes.
It's absolutely wonderful. If you want to watch your football, for example, tomorrow night, in case you want to keep up with two different things, you can just put your football there and it is almost as good as watching it on a screen. So it's got wonderful features about it. And remember, you can accessorize it. The S Pen, once you attach to it, even better. You're able to be able to do even more things with it. So yes, like you said, you need to stay smart. And I don't think it gets smarter than your tablet.
James, are you a portrait person or a landscape person?
Landscape.
Landscape. So you prefer using it at
Yes,
landscape mode?
Yeah,
landscape mode.
Yes. The wider the better.
The wider the better.
Yes.
The longer the more practical. Right, now let's get into it. And this evening, as we said at the beginning of the show, we are joined by a very interesting mix of individuals. We have Coach. He calls himself Takid Master. First of all, just tell us, I think first thing people need to understand, there's kickboxing and there's Muay Thai.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Okay, the difference between kickboxing and Muay Thai is this. Kickboxing and Muay Thai, they are the same things, but now with the kickboxing, with the ones we have in Kenya, we have full contact and we have low kick. So with the full contact is the one that you don't kick below the belt. The only thing you can do below the belt is sweeping, and it's from America. So we do American type of kickboxing. That's full contact. The one that we have as Kenya Kickboxing Federation. Then we have another one that is Muay Thai. Muay Thai is low kick. It's from Thailand. So you can use your elbow, you can use your knee strike, you can kick below the knee. So it's low kick. So that's the one we call Muay Thai. Even our dressing code shows it all. Because with full contact kickboxing, people do have their tracksuits down, then maybe a t-shirt. But mostly for men, if they are in the ring doing the full contact, they're always bare chest. And in full contact, we have different types. We have full contact, then we have semi-contact, and we have light contact. Light contact in the ring, we play like karatekas. The way they do, you score, then you stop. Semi-contact also does the same. They have more protective gears. But full contact, the way you hear the name full, it's like full combat sports. There are rules, yes, but you can hit harder. And there's no stopping until it reaches 3 minutes, or maybe there's an injury where the referee can stop. But now with the Muay Thai, they put on their shorts. They don't put on the tracksuits while they are fighting in the ring, because they mostly use their shin and the elbow and also the knee.
So part of it is in what you apply
Yeah.
to get points, what you apply to hit the other person.
Yeah.
One of the biggest sports that has grown really big in the world in the last few years is MMA. Now, what's the difference between MMA, for example, and Muay Thai?
Now, the difference between MMA, not even MMA and Muay Thai, it's MMA and all these other martial arts sports. MMA, you use all these kinds of strikes, like the knee strike, you use the elbow strike, you use punches just like a boxer, you use kicks just like any other kind of martial arts like taekwondo and karate, and also kickboxing. And again, you use those wrestling types of styles, like grappling, you can use all those. So that's why it's called MMA, mixed martial arts, because it's all martial arts brought together. So that's MMA. And you can confuse MMA with UFC, Ultimate Fight Championship.
Yes.
That's another thing now.
Because
there's MMA and there's UFC.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but you said with Muay Thai, you're basically, it's your elbow and your shin mostly.
Yeah, while they are hitting a kick that we call roundhouse.
Okay, you can demonstrate for us.
Yeah, while they hit a
then
kick.
just face in front,
Yeah, that they call a roundhouse.
Okay.
For full contact, we mostly use the top of the feet. So if it's a roundhouse, you snap, just like taekwondo and karate. But in Muay Thai, they use the shin to kick. And that's why they harden their shin more. Because Muay Thai guys harden their shin. And for example, if people don't understand it well, if they've been watching movies, we have Tompo, we have people like Ong Bak. The way those movies are being acted, those are Muay Thai. Okay? Then now, Van Damme style is full contact.
Now, Van Damme, I understand.
Now you connect.
I connect with Van Damme.
Back. Yes. I think it's one of the reasons why I took an interest in and trying to understand the difference between Muay Thai and kickboxing, and it's a very good explanation. Let's jump to the gentleman on next to you, Wakabi, Nahashon Musa. Where did this passion for you for Muay Thai start? Because you're 17 years old. And you're doing Muay Thai. I was looking at your shins when your coach was speaking. Muay Thai, but why Muay Thai? Why specifically that particular discipline?
I chose Muay Thai because it's advanced than kickboxing. It's advanced. In kickboxing, they use the fist and the feet only. In Muay Thai, we use the feet and the elbow knee. So it's advanced. If you want to learn, you can be, for example, you come. I have techniques. The techniques are improved. It's good. Yeah.
I'm seeing you're not wearing shoes. Is it part of the
Yeah.
the look?
Symbol.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I was trying to understand. I was thinking maybe perhaps you just like you respect this fantastic carpet of ours, but you decided not to wear.
It's not a olive green.
So why don't you wear like shoes or something like that for you?
As the coach said, it's full combat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not even supposed to wear this shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
But-
full combat.
Maybe Nation, why pick it? What is that attracted you to it? Nini ilifanya ufikiria, I want to do this. Not just kickboxing, but Muay Thai. And not any other sport. Not football, not boxing, not running, not... Why combat sport?
Combat sport. At first time when in school, I was being bullied. So now, in the evening, I was just roaming around. I saw my coach, called Coach Kaka, training people. So I get interested. So after learning that, I've never been bullied until now.
Have you ever had to defend yourself using Muay Thai?
Yeah.
And then your bullies realize this is not it anymore.
It's really-
For the lady, Cecilia, you have a lot of experience in martial arts. I know for you, he's still learning the sport. How long have you done it, first of all?
12 years.
12 years.
Yeah.
You've done Muay Thai for 12 years.
Yeah.
So it means you started when you were 5 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, then you have a wealth of experience. Of course, he spoke about. But wait, you said you were bullied.
He was bullied. He was bullied at 5 years
You were bullied
old.
at 5 years old.
Yeah.
That's really unfortunate. Whoever is watching, if you bullied this young man, that's really unfortunate.
Very wrong.
Bullying should never happen at all. Coach, how do you instill? Because for example, they call them, these are weapons. His shin is a weapon. His knee is a weapon. His elbow is a weapon. How do you ensure that there's some level of discipline? Because I know other martial arts like taekwondo, karate, they always insist that even if you find yourself in a situation where you have to defend yourself, try as much as possible to use your skills as a last resort, because these are weapons.
Yeah, for all martial arts in general, including Muay Thai, all we instill is discipline first. Even in the halls where we do train our students, we instill discipline first. Before we start the warm-up, we have to talk to them, tell them that if you are in extreme danger, that's when you should defend yourself. Because even if you can think that this is a weapon and everything, but most importantly is be safe. But in extreme danger, then you can defend yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, discipline is paramount to it.
Discipline is paramount in every martial art.
At what point are you allowed to put on your game face on? Put your skills into practice? Where do you draw the line?
So, for example, the attacker, let me call that. The attacker is coming in so much. That's when we call it that is an extreme situation. So you have to defend yourself. For example, they have come out with their knives and everything. So you have to defend yourself. And that's why you go to the gym and you are taught martial art as a means of self-defense first before we do it as a sport.
As a sport.
Yeah.
Tell me, which one is more popular? Is it the kickboxing? Is it Muay Thai? Especially in Kenya, because you're a coach, you do this every day. Which one do people like more? Which one do people take up more?
Okay, for me, what I would say is that for now, kickboxing is more popular. Because most people, if they hear kickboxing, it's just all about kickboxing. They don't know.
They think Van Damme.
Yeah, and they don't know how to differentiate between kickboxing and Muay Thai. But now Muay Thai is also gaining momentum, because like now they have a tournament on the 16th that will be at Bomas. So it's gaining momentum. You know, every sport gains momentum only when you participate, when there are tournaments, because these are sport also. And kickboxing has really gained more people because of more people are coming from boxing and taekwondo. So you see, in Kenya, most people are doing kickboxing. In fact, if you ask them, even his coach, who is Alphonse Kaka, he came from taekwondo. Me, myself, the name Thai Kid Master is Taekwondo Kid. So it's Thai Kid Master, that's my nickname. You see, so we all started from karate, that was one wadu, then it changed to Tongil Modo. I went to taekwondo, then kickboxing, and I did also part of wushu. So I'm a walking weapon of martial arts, generally, you see. So if he's talking about Muay Thai, he has some points. If she's talking about kickboxing, they both have some points.
But they're all...
they're all in the same family. And none is superior. I always tell people this, even if you're doing any kind of sports. Right now, you can get a boxer here. who can challenge you if you are a martial artist. Because maybe he knows how to use his fists very well, and also he has that aggressiveness and confidence. So it depends with your confidence and the experience. But there's something that they talked about self-defense. It's also only about self-defense. We don't beat up others just for no reason. Because you're a walking weapon, and it's all known like that. You should also be having your discipline every time you walk. You should be the best peacekeeper or peacemaker in the world if you're a martial artist.
There's something I asked you often. I asked you. So, I mean, in this era of people trying to stay fit, people trying to get healthy, how can one use kickboxing, Muay Thai to get yourself into good physical shape?
That's a good question. Generally, kickboxing is a more cardiovascular activity, more than these other sports, if I may say. Because even right now, if you go online, mostly the ladies, they do ask us, do you have kickboxing anywhere? Because kickboxing, it's 50% punches, 50% kicks. Then generally, their workout, it's more cardiovascular than any other sports. Because if we go to it for sure, boxing as sports, they do more cardiovascular activities than any other kind of sports, and of course of the conditioning. Now if you could imagine, a kickboxer is just a boxer who also does kicks. So for you to keep fit, if you want to flatten your tummy, you want to keep fit, like healthy, and also you want to have that confidence in yourself, the best to do is kickboxing, but mostly with professionals, you see, because there are a lot of quack trainers, I know, and you also know.
Yeah.
So you need professionals to take you over. Yeah.
We can see a lot of gear here. Let us understand which is for which. Do you use one for the other? Like I can see here, these are shin guards. Obviously, he doesn't use them because... Anyway, just tell us what is what and how is it used?
Okay, these ones are shin guards that we use mostly to protect our shins, because you just put them on.
That's now
Yeah.
kickboxing.
Yeah, now kickboxing. But also Muay Thai guys sometimes use them just for, because you know there's amateur and there's a professional level. Yeah, that's another thing that we didn't tell you. Because in a professional level, you can even find them not having even gloves, and there are no head.
So that's pretty much like boxing, when in pro boxing you don't have your
protective head.
Protective head.
Then these ones we call gloves. So for gloves, we all know
Just
that
hold them, Just hold them like this so that we can see.
we call these gloves. So for gloves, once we put them on, because you shouldn't punch anyone in the ring using the bare knuckle. You know the bare knuckle, this is a bad weapon for sure. It's only meant for street defense maybe. And there's something that I didn't rectify. He said very well that for them, they train even the elbow strike and knee strike. Even in kickboxing, we train all these things. But the only thing we don't use them is in the ring. In the ring, we have the rules. So you can't use elbow, you can't use knee strike. But now, if it comes to the street to defend yourself, we use them because we train people all these kind of styles. So gloves are used for your opponent to keep them safe, so that you don't hit them bare knuckle, because it's not good for sure. If somebody hits you bare knuckle on the jaw, that's dangerous.
Knockout.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Then these ones, some people call them targets. The reason why we call them targets.
Let's have a demonstration. Let's see. Let's have the...
Come.
So we get a sense of it. So the Muay Thai and the kickboxer.
Yeah.
I usually find it a bit of...
kickboxing.
Sorry?
Demonstrating kickboxing.
Demonstrating kickboxing. And a
Bernard,
bit of Muay Thai.
which have you ever tried? Because I think you used to try kickboxing.
I think I've tried maybe boxing, very
And
limited, but it's
kickboxing
mostly for
sometimes.
fitness, not for... I'm a coward.
Not a coward.
So you'll just face this
So,
this way.
like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you're here,
Yeah.
there's a punch. And another thing that people don't understand, you should push a punch. It
Yeah.
won't have impact. You must snap it back.
Okay.
So that's a reverse one. So 1, there, 2, there, 3, there. Then there's a hook punch. 1, 2, 3. That goes to the jaw.
Okay.
Okay, then an uppercut. 1, 2, 3. Then we have a knee strike. All these I'm showing now are from Muay Thai. Knee strike 1, yeah, 2. And every time you do it, you must have your guards up, because if you don't have your guards up, you'll be open for the opponent to hit.
Okay.
1, there, 2, there.
Let's have the lady. Let's see her do the kicks, because I can tell she's her kicks are good.
Now we have a roundhouse.
Yeah.
Now we won't use the shin. We'll use the top of our feet now.
Okay.
1,
That's for
yeah,
kickboxing.
2, yeah, 3. Then we have a push kick. 1, 2, 3. Then we have hook roundhouse. 1, that combo. 2, that combo. 3, that combo. So there's a hook to the jaw, then a roundhouse
Okay.
to the stomach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okabi, you
I can actually see why the tummy goes away. See that combo? Hey,
Then there's something I would
serious.
explain also.
Yes.
Just come, Nashon. For these techniques, if it's an elbow strike, I know very well, I didn't show how the elbow is used.
Yes.
Elbow strike. 1, 2, 3. Now, you can combine an elbow strike, then a knee strike to
Yes.
the ribs. So one, twist knee strike to the ribs. 1,
Okay.
that, 2. So, how they are used, if you have someone close, you can hold them, hit.
Okay.
Then you can also bring them the knee strike.
And how do you score
Or
points? Then how do you score points? Like for let me understand. For kickboxing, how do you score points? Just face this side.
For kickboxing,
Yeah, yeah.
how you score the point, let me say I'm here with Nashon.
Yeah.
If I want to hit, the hook should come to the jaw. That's
Yeah.
clean point. I must score above the belt.
Yes.
That's for kickboxing.
Okay.
Unless the only thing you can use below the belt is sweeping.
Okay.
Once he goes down, that's a point. Then for Muay Thai, even if you kick here, then they lose their balance. You hit with an elbow strike, just an open target. That's where the point comes. But if you hit any guard, there's no
So
point.
you've got to connect with the person.
Yeah.
So pretty much like boxing.
Yeah.
You've got to connect with the person.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you also have those ones where they say, I see boxers punching people in the ribs and in the kidneys to weaken them so that the guard can go down.
Yeah, then
There's something similar.
It's a similar thing.
Cecilia, I'm interested in finding out, like for women, how is it for women, especially in such contact sports? How is the uptake, especially like for Muay Thai, kickboxing? I know it's slow but steady, but how is the uptake? Are there a lot of women who are taking an interest in the sport?
Most importantly, the reason why I'm here is to urge more women to join the sport.
Why did you take it yourself? Why did you take an interest in the sport?
I was interested in martial art from the time when I was young, because I started with Taekwondo at the year 2000, and then I switched to kickboxing in 2010. So I'm interested in sports always. Even in school, I was still running and doing basketball. Yeah.
Right, thank you. Okabi, you feel like you've had a workout.
Yes, I'm actually trying to process the whole thing and just to think, how does he get to coach all of them? Like he said, he's done everything.
Yes.
He's
Which
done
is your preference?
Taekwondo, he's done all of the way up.
Not it's called Takid Master.
Which one is the one you enjoyed the most?
For sure, I enjoyed Taekwondo most because I'm professionally good at kicks. Yeah, because even if you come watch my players in the ring, they knock people down through kicks. Because I like high kicks. All those kicks, even the jumping kicks, I can even jump over Ndong's head and kick him while I'm
You
just
want us
hanging
to
out.
I'm tempted to
Yeah,
ask,
I
can we
can
try?
do.
Can we try?
But I
then?
can't
Do
hit
you have
you.
insurance?
Are you brave
No,
enough?
I won't hit you. I won't hit you.
Really?
Yeah, I can't hit you.
For the first time on live TV,
I'll just show.
knocked out. I'm really
I won't
scared.
jump over, but I'll just show how I can kick you.
Should I
jumping.
tell my anyway?
Family?
My
so,
insurance number. Yes.
so let me show a bit of
So what are you going
how
to
I
do
like
first
it.
then I
Just a roundhouse to the head. I won't
Okay.
kick. I won't kick.
Okay.
So the reason why I love kicks and I'm
Yes.
good at that, if I'm here with Bernard, I'll just relax.
Okay.
Then
I'm
from
not relaxed, I
here,
can tell for free.
no,
Yeah, okay.
get relaxed. Don't move your head.
Okay.
So once I'm here, I can turn. You see, I can turn just that, kick the head. Then if for spinning kick, if I'm here,
Yes.
I can turn and spin the head. Then again, once I'm here,
Yes.
close, because most people say even if you are kicking, you can't kick me while I'm close. Me, even if I'm close to
Yes,
you, Bernard,
yes.
don't move.
Okay.
So once I'm here, you see,
Okay.
I can jump and kick a back kick to the face or to the chest.
Okay.
You see, so I can use my leg like a hand.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okabi, let me
You
breathe
can
in.
breathe out now.
I was tense.
You can breathe out now, but I can see what he means because he's able to that
Spin.
the spin, because it's a whole 360 spin in literally zero space.
Yeah.
How long have you done this? Sorry. How much? When did you first pick up the sport? How young were you?
At 12.
How long have you done it?
That means they'll calculate.
Yes.
Now I'm
Men,
getting
we
to,
don't
twen-
need to
I'm
worry
getting
too
to
much.
28 years now of martial arts. Then I've never been employed anywhere differently from doing martial arts. And that's why I'm in the national team as a coach for kickboxing also and the competition secretary. Because this is what I love most, it's passion. Since the age of 12, I've been doing martial arts. And I turned to be a coach at the age of 17 until today.
Interesting.
Fantastic.
So
Where
that's
can
the only
people
thing I
find
do.
you? They
You
want
can
to learn
find
it.
me, okay, I do mostly personal trainings at people's residence because, you know, this is how we earn a living. The only thing we do back there in places like Dandora, our places that we came from, is giving back to the society.
Which is good.
But now, if you want to train people just to earn a living professionally, you know what I mean, commercially, now we go to their homesteads. Then most people find me through my YouTube account also and Facebook.
Okay. Thank you so
Fantastic.
much, Takid Master.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Cecilia, and thank you so much, Japheth, for joining us on SportOn. Very interesting. I think I learned a lot. Nahashon, I really appreciate. Thank you so much for joining us. Wakabi, countdown to the World Cup, and of course, the interest is on 4 teams.
Yes.
We have France facing off against Morocco, but the big one tomorrow is Croatia against Argentina.
Yes, remember there is beef. Comes back, I think, from 2018 when they played, the last time they played. I was just seeing how the lineups were the last time Argentina played Croatia, and they've changed quite a bit. So it will be interesting to see what happens as far as this game is concerned, because the Argentine team seems to be driven to give the trophy to Messi. This is Messi's swan song, and they just have this edginess about them. When you think about it, even in that game versus Holland, even Messi just seems angrier. And Argentina seem like a team that is really, really, really pushing to go out there and get the result. Of course, they are facing a Croatia team that is full of experienced heads, people who know what to do, how to not do it. And it'll be very interesting to see who comes out on top. Is it Croatia with their controlled possession and their game management, or is it the Argentines with their controlled aggression, which at times tend to sort of boil over? That will be the big question come tomorrow night. Which team goes out ahead? Which team is able to wrestle control of the game? Argentina love a battle. They love to make it a fist fight, almost almost like what coach was talking about. They make it niggly and tough. So we'll find out what happens. Which team is able to take the game and twist it to what it is that it enjoys doing? Is it Argentina with their street fighting? In fact, that's the word I was looking for. They're a bit more of a street fighting team, or is it Croatians who are a lot more controlled? They have great game management, and they seem to always play at their own pace and do things when they want to do them.
Of course, Croatia, the focus will be on their back 4, back 3, you'd say it, and also the midfield. If you look at the kind of experience that they've had, it's interesting that about maybe I think 4 are the ones who featured in the 2018 final. So it was a wholesome changes that were done to the entire team as they face off against Argentina, and I think it's finely poised. It's finely poised, but as you said, your preference is you perhaps foresee an Argentina team reaching the final as they did in 2014. But don't discount Croatia as well.
No. The experience in that midfield is superb. Whether it's Perisic or it's Modric or it's Kovacic or it's Brozovic, those are the men you're saying who've been there for long. Of course, they've got a lot of youth coming in, the likes of Vardiol at the back, Livakovic in goal. So they've been able to find that blend, and trust me, they don't seem to get tired. They seem to always go to extra time, and then they seem to always win when they get to extra time. So Argentina have to really be at the top of their game if they are to go past Croatia.
Now, there's a certain brand that you'll always see on the Argentina jerseys, whether it is their rugby team, whether it is their football team, and that is Visa. Now, Visa this season, it is time for the World Cup. If you tap and pay using your contactless Visa card, you'll be able, of course, there will be no charges. And you need to look out for the contactless symbol on your Visa card. That will be enabling you to ensure that you're able to pay with 0 charges. What can be the advantage? You can do so many things.
You can do so many things, and the best thing is that there is 0 charges. So you can just swipe it. Like I said, it's the one thing you've got to go with, especially now when we've stopped a lot of contact. You don't want a lot of contact. You don't want to be handling money. So why not just carry your credit card or your Visa card, and so long as I have this can pretty much get me through everywhere that I want to go, purchase anything that I want to do, and at no extra cost.
Right, now we'll be taking a very short break, and remember, after the break we'll be continuing the discussion on the 2022 FIFA World Cup, and the question we had asked you was very, very simple. 4 teams remain at the 2022 FIFA World Cup. So which teams do you think will be heading through to the final that will be happening this coming Sunday? Remember, even as much as the teams will lose, there's still the 3rd and 4th, but no one will be focusing on that. Everyone will be focusing on the big one. That is the final that will be happening on Sunday. It's halftime here on SportOn. We're back after this.
Passing Lazovic back and finding Richarlison!
Tap to pay with your Visa card and live the action this FIFA World Cup. Visa, official FIFA World Cup partner.
Tell me, what is it? I thought everything was ready. The wedding, the honeymoon, what else did we miss?
Where we're going to live, for example.
Oh.
I spoke to your mother, but I don't want to be a bother to her. I really don't want to live in someone else's home. Maybe for a while, but not forever. And well, I don't see any interest on your part for us to live on our own.
Lorenza, please, don't be childish.
I am just telling you that I'm aware it was you who actually ruined all my dates.
No, that's not true. I saved you from adultery, and this is work-related. So how do I look? Don't you think I look so debonair?
Yes, so debonair. From the 50s.
It had to be you.
Gift your loved ones this Christmas season.
With what?
Optiven is offering you a variety of exciting properties. For every 125,000 that you spend, either as deposit or installment, we give you 2,500 cashback this Christmas season.
Mimi naitwa Profesa Ole Musondoro na niko hapa nikupatia ushauri kama rafiki. Naona sasa Christmas imekaribia. Badala Christmas ifike kasi yako ni kuombaomba tu watu, sijui nitumie, sijui ninunulie kuku, sijui nifanyie nini. Ndugu yangu, anza kujipanga saa hii. Anza kuficha shilingi 100 mahali. Kila siku unaficha 100. Kila siku unaficha 100. Ikifika siku ya Christmas utakuwa na pesa mingi sana ya kujinunulia kuku, ng'ombe, mbuzi, kujipeleka out na hata kujirudishia shukrani. Ndugu yangu,
to get Christmas by Ole Msondoro, dial star 811 star 929 hash. Skiza na Nation.
Tell me, what is it? I thought everything was ready. The wedding, the honeymoon, what else did we miss?
Where we're going to live, for example.
Oh.
I spoke to your mother, but I don't want to be a bother to her. I really don't want to live in someone else's home. Maybe for a while, but not forever. And well, I don't see any interest on your part for us to live on our own.
Lorenza, please, don't be childish.
I am just telling you that I'm aware it was you who actually ruined all my dates.
No, that's not true. I saved you from adultery, and this is work-related. So how do I look? Don't you think I look so debonair?
Yes, so debonair. From the 50s.
It had to be you.
Gift your loved ones this Christmas season.
With what?
Optiven is offering you a variety of exciting properties. For every 125,000 that you spend, either as deposit or installment, we give you 2,500 cashback this Christmas season.
This December on NTV Investigates, we expose the rot in Kenya's coffee sector and how business executives have been smiling all the way to the bank as farmers languish in poverty.
You are a slave of somebody who makes money.
Where we had said marketing agents will stop here, the minister went and extended their term for 1 year, and the Attorney General then told him, no, this is irregular and illegal.
The right to own a property, it is anchored in our constitution, but nobody should take that without due compensation.
Was it self-sabotage against government-initiated reforms in the coffee industry? Black Gold Heist with NTV's Ibrahim Karanja, only on NTV.
You're watching SportOn in association with Visa.
Well, after halftime, it's time for the second half. I'm glad that you're still watching SportOn Wakabi. I think that phone is second nature to you.
My man, you can fold a screen. I'm not sure whether people actually get it. Like you fold it right there.
Yes.
And then you can see. Then you hold it onto your phone. And it's not just that. It's the number of colors you can get it in, because you can get it in blue, graphite, pink gold, or Bora purple.
We agreed I'm getting the pink gold.
Yes, yeah.
I have no problem with it.
After all, your shirt is pink.
Yes, this is pink. But it's not gold per se, it's pink.
Yeah,
it's pink.
It's pink. So it's that's just that about it. The fact that its battery stays for so long, the fact that you can customize it, and it's really, really nice. And if you want to fold it and be portable, but you want to read your messages, you can see the screen here just lets you know.
And it's hands-free as well.
Yeah, the screen you can read your messages, you can see your time is. So it's a fantastic, and ultimately, like our good friend Kwalimo says, just slides into your pocket, and it's easy. Really, really, really nice phone. I can't get over the fact that you can fold the screen. I think that for me is the thing. Like you just fold it, and you're good to go. It's a really, really, really nice phone. And like you said, it's Christmas period, so why not make sure you get one? Even if you're getting it for yourself, I think it's a wonderful thing. Its battery, really, really good. That 700 amps, super fast charging, which means in half an hour, it's good to go. Fantastic. And if you like your pictures, hands-free, flex cam. Hands-free. Place it there, then decide, let's go. Take
and
a
it's
picture.
fast charging as well.
Yes. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Ticks all the boxes.
Phone. Oh, yes.
Right. Now, let's focus on something that is happening elsewhere. If you didn't know, the World Cup is going on. And we're taking a trip to Qatar in just a moment.
Destination Qatar in association with Samsung.
Well, we are here physically in Nairobi, but there's a gentleman who is all the way in Europe, in Oslo, in Norway, Benjamin Haji. He actually took a trip, Wakabi, to Qatar for the FIFA World Cup to follow Morocco. Benjamin, a very good evening to you from where you're watching us from, in Oslo, in Norway. You traveled to Qatar to watch the Morocco games, and then what happened?
I'm sure I speak for a lot of Moroccans when I say that we booked the trip and we applied for 3 tickets. We bought tickets for the 3 group stage matches, and we bought our ticket back home right after the group stage. Yeah, I think me and many other Moroccans are sitting back home now and wishing that they would have expected this miracle that we're seeing right now.
Benjamin, what has been the secret? What has made the team go beyond expectations? Because like you said, you had 3 tickets, 3 games, then you're back home. They are still in Qatar, and they are playing on Wednesday.
I think there's a lot of things that you can mention when you talk about secrets. For me personally, I think the coach Walid Regragui has been crucial to this team. I think he's managed to bring them together, bring the spirit back into the team. I think that's for the short term. I think that was a wise decision by the federation looking back. But you can also look at the bigger picture. I think I'd like to think at least that this is not a coincidence, although you can say that there has been some luck in there as well for Morocco to go all this way. But I like to think that this has been the result of a long-term strategy of huge investments, not only by the Football Federation of Morocco, but also from His Majesty the King, from the Ministry of Sports. I think it goes to show that when leaders and the ones that sit at the top in the country and in the federation, when they invest enough and they see that there is a potential not only in the country but its people, then you can bear the fruits of it, hopefully, and that's what I think what we're seeing right now.
You talk about investment. Maybe just paint for us a picture of what has happened in Morocco, maybe in the last 10, 12, 13 years that has gotten it here.
So like I mentioned, His Majesty the King, he's been a forefront for this. He's acknowledged that sports is a huge part of Morocco and a huge part of its identity, and also not only for Morocco but for African nations as a whole. I think it's important to use sport as a mean of bring the people together and also showcase the country to the world. So that's been important for Morocco. Starting from I think it was 2009, 2010 approximately, they opened the National Academy, Mohammed VI Academy, which I think was the start of a long-term, bigger project. It's a national academy where they identify young players from a young age, and they put them in houses. They sort everything is sorted for them there. They have their school. They will get their baccalaureates when they are there. We've seen several talents come from the Mohammed VI Academy. Even in this World Cup knockout stage, there are 4 players from the Mohammed VI Academy who are playing with this Morocco team, and that's more developed players from one academy than several other big clubs in Europe. So I think that's been a massive part of it. Investing in infrastructure and facilities for young talents to progress. But then also even in recent times, 3 years ago, the Mohammed VI Sports Complex was opened, inaugurated also by the King. which is a huge sports facility, the biggest and most modern sports facility in Africa, undoubtedly, where they house not only the senior national team, they host the women national team, they host the futsal national team, the beach football national team, so they have housed every single department in there. And I think this not only does it give players and everyone else the best means to succeed, but I think it also it gives them a sense of professionality across the board, and I think that helps for development, and it helps for people to grow. I hope this is not just the beginning, not only for Morocco but even for the African world as a whole, and that it can serve as an inspiration, because I think several countries have the capacity to do this. Even for Kenya or countries like South Africa, Nigeria, countries with huge population. Huge resources, even,
Benjamin,
for Kenya as well. Yeah.
Sorry, let me interject. Like I can tell you have a wealth of knowledge, especially about that specific academy. Why are you part of it as well? Because I know you're in the under-17 team for Morocco. How is it? How is the culture there? Because if you look at the caliber of players that have been produced, what is the culture? What is different about it than compared to other academies across the continent that you would say this could have been perhaps the reason why the team is performing as it is?
Well, for the academy, I think they've been inspired a lot by the European Football School. Even since they started in 2009, 2010, they hired French coaches, they hired Spanish coaches. So they try to bring a little bit of everything. The former technical director of the Football Federation, Nasser Larguet, he was also the director at the Mohammed VI Academy, so he was running both departments, which made it a natural step for the best players in the academy to make the move to the national team. So it's easier for them because they have managed to mix talented players not only from the academy but also from other clubs in Morocco. And when you're talking about the youth national team, I think it's important to mention the work that has been done by the federation in terms of scouting. Even for me myself, I'm born and raised in Norway with Moroccan background, and Morocco has done a huge job in terms of a scouting network paid by the federation. So scouts in the federation, they keep tabs on every single player from the moment they play football at the age of 10, 11. So they know players in Belgium, Netherlands, Spain, Norway, you name it, So that in that way they managed to get these talents on board from an early age, communicate with their family, and that long term that will help them. A guy like Ashraf Hakimi, he knew the federation and the scouts of the federation since he was 13, 14 years old. So for him it was a natural step to choose Morocco in the end, as opposed to join the Spanish youth national teams. Yeah, I just have to say huge credit to the federation for what they've done over the years, and we are really seeing the fruits of it now.
Benjamin, let's now go to the big game. It's France versus Morocco. Some people are saying it's like an African Cup of Nations final, given the number of French players who've got of African descent. What do you think happens? Do you think the dream can go on?
I think at this point we have to allow ourselves to keep dreaming. I think looking back, there are very few of us who would have thought that. I thought we had what it took to progress from the group stage. But when we have then beaten Belgium and we have drawn against Croatia, and you come up against Spain even after finishing first, part of you knows that you are underdogs and it will be a massive task to do it. But now we've beaten Spain. We have done it against Portugal. We have not conceded a single goal for an opposition player, including penalty shootouts. So at this point in a semi-final, we have to keep dreaming. We have to keep believing that this is possible. And there's only one hurdle left until the final. And what better way to do it than against France? Maybe it's written in the stars.
Benjamin, you've said that the defense has been, you've alluded to the fact that the defense has been very central in Morocco's performance so far. Also, the coach has been very, very, very central as well. He just joined, I think, was it 8 weeks before? Walid Regragui. Just tell us about him as a coach, because he seems to be able to inspire something in the Atlas Lions.
Yeah, he does. And I think looking back, like I said, it was the perfect match, and it was the best decision to make at the time where the former coach Vahid Halilhodzic were having problems with players and the federation. And what is so unique about Walid Regragui is the fact that he embodies everything that a Moroccan coach should have. You know, he is a former Morocco international. He was part of the team that came to the 2004 AFCON final. You know, so he has pedigree as a player. He is a product of a French football school. You know, he has grown up in France, so he knows that part of it as well. So he's able to identify himself with not only the local Moroccans, but he's also able to identify himself with the European-based players, and I think that's huge for a Morocco coach. You know, Regragui, he speaks English, he speaks French fluently, he speaks Moroccan, Darija fluently. You know, so he's able to communicate with all his players, which is also a huge asset. You know, and it cannot be understated how important I think it was for him to succeed at the local scene first. You know, he started off at FUS Rabat, where he won the league, which was sensational. He went on to win the cup with them. He went on to go to the final of the CAF Confederation Cup before he went to Qatar and won a league there. He came back to Wydad Casablanca, one of the best clubs in Morocco, and won a double there. You know, he won the league and the CAF Champions League. You know, so he has a huge standing in Morocco in the domestic scene. He is respected among the players, and he is above all a man manager. You know, he knows how to communicate with his players, and I think that's very important for a coach who comes in with such a short notice. It's not only about tactics, but it's able to communicate with the players and make them believe, you know, install belief and confidence that they can do this even against tougher opposition. And I think from what we're seeing on the pitch, he has certainly done that, and he's been able to push the right buttons with every single player.
Well, Benjamin, there's been pictures we've been seeing after every Moroccan game. Players with their moms, players with their families. How important has that aspect been, just to see the players with their mothers, with their loved ones?
I think it's a very, I always thought it was a very hard one, because I saw someone else who were describing it, the Moroccan camp, as some sort of like family summer camp vibe. And I think it's, you know, we've seen these examples of teams before, where it has been having a negative effect. You know, I think it's important to find the right balance to not bring, you know, every family and friends over to the hotel, which can, you know, disrupt the focus of the team. But I think in this case, I think Regragui has probably done the right thing, you know, and bring the mothers and bring the loved ones in, not just for the whole not for the whole camp, of course, but at least to have them around, you know, to make the players feel safe, and maybe just to make them feel that this is not life and death. You know, there are more important things. And you mentioned the mothers. I think in Moroccan culture, especially, the mothers have a huge they have a huge responsibility in terms of, you know, they are the one who provide food for the, or not provide food, but they are the one who are at home and aid the children, and, you know, help them out with everything they need at home. And several of these Moroccan players have grown up with their mother as their only provider, you know, the one who has been with them. There are a lot of single mothers raising their children, and I think that's why you've seen several players who are really showing their love for their mother. You know, this is the greatest scene of all. This is the greatest stage, and what better stage to bring your mother, and, you know, to show her that you appreciate everything that she's done for you, and pay her back. And what a way to pay her back.
Benjamin, you've spoken about the moms, and I think also it's important to, some would say they form part of the 12th player. That is the supporters of the Atlas Lions. The fans have been something else. I understand that your national airline has, I think, arranged about 30 flights to Qatar for the semi-final. Just help us understand how that has played a role in urging the Atlas Lions on. Because I remember, I think some would say their last game against Portugal was a home game, because I think you couldn't miss a Moroccan jersey in the stands.
Yeah, the support has been huge, and I think the fact that the tournament is in the Middle East probably has helped with that. The Moroccans in general, they breathe football, they love football, and they've been starving for this for years. I think we have to remember that Morocco, although they always had a talented team, but Morocco, they have been suffering for a long time, not winning the AFCON since 1976. So it's people have really been longing for a moment close to this. And there's not only Moroccans traveling from Morocco, but Morocco, they have a huge diaspora across the world. In Europe especially, they have a lot of Moroccans who are working in Qatar already, so there are not only Moroccans coming in from Casablanca or Rabat, there are thousands coming in, from Amsterdam, from Brussels, from Paris, and I have to say as well, the support from the Arab world, from the neighboring countries, Tunisia, Algeria, other Arab countries, Palestine, Lebanon. We've seen so many countries and fans from other countries gather around Morocco. Not only the Arab world, the African continent as well. So, and it's a fairy tale story, and I think everyone loves an underdog story. So at this point, it feels like there's not just Moroccans anymore who are supporting this team, and it's amazing. We just have to cherish this for the remaining days.
Well, Benjamin, you said we must continue dreaming. Now, to continue dreaming, you have to find a way and beat France. What will be key? Remember, France, the English before their game versus France, it was all about Mbappe. What must Morocco do correctly to beat France?
I think they have to continue doing a lot of things that they've been doing right up until now. They have to be defensively solid. They have to be organized. They have to be incredibly disciplined. I think France is undoubtedly the hardest task until now. They are the one team who have shown that they are not only able to be effective on the counterattacks, but they can break down a low block as well. Morocco have been successful with having a low block and being very organized against Portugal and Spain. But for France, they have so many instruments to use. If they're playing a low block, they can just whip in long balls to Giroud. And they can fill in with Griezmann, with Mbappe. So it's going to be very, very hard. I think we're going to need a bit of luck as well. And we as we've seen against Portugal and Spain, we've had chances. We could have scored 2 or 3 in those games as well when we are counterattacking. So it's about luring them in and being effective when we first counterattack. And I think we've done that up until now. We just need to be a little bit more ruthless when we come and hope, especially I have to say, it will be crucial for us to have all our players fit. We've seen several key players injured, so we need our most important players ready for that France match if we are to have a chance.
Benjamin, one final point from you. Who are some of the unsung heroes in that squad? Because a lot of focus has been on the back four. Who are also some of the unsung heroes in that team?
It's hard to mention the unsung heroes at this point because for me, Sofiane Amrabat has been an unsung hero for 3-4 years now. But I'm not sure if he's an unsung hero anymore. I know he's been receiving a lot of deserved credits. But he is the backbone of the team. I think he is the most important player to keep fit. He has struggled with back pain for the entire tournament. So we need him to be ready because he is the guy who shields the defense. He is the one who starts the attacks. He is incredible at reading the game and preserving the ball. So for me, he's been the unsung hero for Morocco ever since Hervé Bernard stepped down. But I also have to give credit to Azdin Ounahi, the young 21-year-old midfielder, a guy who came from the Mohammed VI Academy. He's one of several talented midfielders coming out of that academy. He went to Strasbourg in France at a young age. He's now doing well at Angers and Ligue 1, and he's shining at the biggest stage in the world. And it will be incredible to see the next steps for him. So yeah, another example of what a national academy can do in Africa.
Well, Benjamin Haji, thank you so much for joining us to share your sentiments regarding the Morocco national football team. We really, really appreciate. We wish the team all the best against the French. Thank you so much, and have a good night.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. Dima Maghreb.
The phrase is normally what?
Dima Maghreb.
Dima Maghreb.
Dima Maghreb.
Yes, I'm saying it's like a rallying call, or I'm not. In fact, you should figure out exactly what it means.
Destination Qatar in association with Samsung.
You wanna go strutting, you like my strut. You wanna go strutting, you
Right, we've been talking about the Galaxy Flip. We've spoken about the Tab. And the unique thing about this next particular product is the fact that it can be used amongst those two items as well.
Yes, and I mean, you just saw our interview.
Yes.
The main reason why he was so relaxed and he could hear us clearly because he's got his buds on.
Yeah.
So the Galaxy buds, because they're intelligent. I mean, this like intelligent. They know what are you doing. Are you talking? They know what to do with the environment. Are you listening to? Are you having a conversation? They know what to switch and how to make sure you're. Is it your music? They know what to do. Do they have long? Does the battery last for long? Yes, it does. It's got, and like you said, you don't have to have the cables that it normally has.
Yes.
You know?
And aside from the buds, there's also something else that you use as much. I'm seeing today you don't have it today.
No, I left it. Maybe the first time I'm charging it in a long while. That's the Watch 5 Pro. Now this is magnificent. It just, if you want to stay healthy, if you want to track how your day-to-day life goes on, this is what you use. It's the Watch 5 Pro because it is able to let you know how far have you walked, how many steps have you taken, how far did you run, gives you GPS coordinates and shows you what was your route the way you went. You can pick up and make phone calls with it as well as you're going on. It's just really, really, really useful. All the way to how much you sleep. Do you sleep? How long do you sleep? Your deep sleep, your light sleep. How much water do you take? It pretty much does everything you want something to do for even your own heartbeat, just to check what's your resting heart, what's your resting heart rate, how high does it go when you're running, when you're jogging. It's a fantastic thing to have. It just basically maps out your health living. If you are trying to stay healthy, it's perfect for you.
Right, now let's focus on the timeline. Obviously the World Cup has been dominating conversation on social media. Let's take a look at what you've been saying, interesting things that we've picked out from the timeline in regards to the World Cup and other things as well. Wakabi, we have the first one here. First of all, before we take a look at that, we'll be looking at the feedback. Remember, we'd asked something related to the World Cup final.
Yes, which teams are getting there.
Yeah.
And as you can see, Dennis saying France and Croatia, the champion shall be France. So interesting to see the French fans. They've been growing in confidence. Remember, they were missing so many key players, but it seems to have helped. So that's Dennis there saying France and Croatia. Tayo says Morocco versus Croatia results 2-1. He's with Benjamin.
Yes.
The dream must continue. We must continue dreaming.
And his name is interesting, Tayo Ferdinardic.
Yeah.
And he's supporting, maybe perhaps he wants Morocco and Croatia to face off in the final.
Yes, with Morocco winning. And
so,
then
Morocco and France. Merely, just a clarification, these are two teams that are facing off.
Yes.
So, they unless you're saying you're reminding us, thank you for reminding us, they are facing off in the semi-final. So, we wanted you to respond and say which of the two
will make the final.
Will make it to the final. So, out of these two, which one do you prefer, Millie? Why laughing? What's the truth?
This is why exams, that's why they are that hard.
It's okay.
Caroline says Morocco and Croatia. It's very interesting how Croatia is really grown on into fans. And like back then, you can tell people like maybe Croatia might do something. And an interesting point is the first time since 1990 that you've got teams that were in the semis of the other one with the chance to get back. The last time teams played back-to-back finals would be 86 and 90, Argentina and Germany.
Yes.
So some people may be thinking France and Croatia. That's why you keep seeing it popping up. But like we were told, the dream must continue.
The dream must continue.
Morocco is
maybe
right
the dream
there.
also for Croatia will also continue as well. I was seeing something interesting that Dynamo Zagreb has played a very, very key role as well in the nurturing the talent that the Croatian team has. And this is from Branson Jao. You say it's Argentina versus Morocco. That would be a very spicy match.
Yes, because of the passion between both teams. From both the fans, if you see the fans, because I think they have the best sets of fans, Morocco and Argentina.
France versus Argentina, that's what Stanley Wambogo believes. Is it a possibility?
Yes. Actually, I think that's what it's going to be, and Charlie also agrees, says Argentina and France, then France will take it home, case closed. Remember, if they are to take it home, it would be the first time in 60 years that a team successfully defends the World Cup.
Last time the team did that was in 1962.
Yes, Brazil.
As
Pele's
expected.
Brazil.
And I think Pele was not in that one, was he?
He was, but he got injured.
He was injured.
Yeah,
he was in that one.
But he was in the squad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we have another one here, another feedback. Remember the question we asked you is which two teams do you feel will go to the final of the 2022 FIFA World Cup? The semi-finals begins tomorrow. The first one is Croatia against Argentina. And then the next one will be France against Morocco.
The AFCON final. JJ Okocha said it, not I. So this is the
Let's have one last one. I like how Pascal Kipande has gone an extra mile and just shared the photo of the flag. Thank you, Pascal. We appreciate that. You feel like Croatia will face off against Morocco.
Yeah, would be an interesting game. Though they played in the first game of the World Cup, was a 0-0 draw. Not much happened in that game. Would be very interesting if it then flipped and then they met again in the final. Quite possibly penalties. You'd start thinking this will go all the way to penalties.
Another reminder regarding Visa, of course, it's one of the key sponsors of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Now, remember, if you use your card, it needs to have that contactless symbol. That's to be able to do a lot with it. You go and tap, 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 and you just pay. Just tap, go, You're in the restaurant.
Tap and go, and zero charge. For me, that's the key thing.
Going to the supermarket.
Tap and go.
Unalipa mafuta.
Contactless.
Yes.
You don't have...
Tap.
And you're off.
As
COVID taught us contact, maybe
Yes.
not so much. So this works for you.
You're buying some clothes somewhere.
Tap.
But look out for the symbol. That symbol is what will be very, very, very critical for you. Right, now, as I'd mentioned earlier, timeline, what has been making noise on social media. And obviously, as I said, it's the 2022 FIFA World Cup. I'm interested to see what will be trending after the 19th of December. Because the World Cup is on December the 18th on Sunday, and then 19th. Maybe, of course, just reactions.
It depends. If Argentina win, it'll be Messi all the way.
Okay.
If France win, it will be Mbappe.
Right, now, this is in regards to the game between Les Bleus against England. That is Upamecano in the middle. Alikuwa amewashikilia vizuri hawa wachezaji wengine watatu.
Yeah, with Bellingham, Saka, and Harry Kane, of course. Interesting. I don't know why they came up with this, because I didn't think he had the best of games, Upamecano. But then again, he really bullied Saka, especially in the first half. Made sure that Saka didn't quite get moving. But I think all in all, the French just had that little bit extra. They just looked like they were more in control. They were more in charge of the game. The English may have had great patches in the game, but the French always looked the way Upamecano looks here.
Let's move on to the next one. And this is an image that had trended in the build-up to the World Cup, and it was Lionel Messi, and it was with somebody else.
Yeah, it was with the other GOAT, Cristiano, and I love this one because at the start it was both of them, and people spoke quite a bit about it, and now you can see what basically means. One has been told to go home, one is already back in Madeira, quite possibly, figuring out which club he's going to join, if he's going to join a club, whereas Messi is still playing. Yes.
Depends on whether they progress as well. Otherwise, it will just be a photo of just that case, which I believe it should be the case that holds the Jules Rimet Trophy, the FIFA World Cup. Let's move on and take a look at another one. This is a dig at what transpired in a qualifier some time back between France and Ireland.
Yes, I think that was what, 2009?
Yes.
Quite possibly 2009. Ireland versus France. Thierry Henry literally carried the ball in his hand for a few seconds and then scored. There was no VAR then, believe it or not, guys. That time there was no VAR. So went on and scored. The Irish have held it against the French until this past weekend. When the French beat the English, they're like, all is forgiven. Because remember, the Irish and the Scots and the Welsh, they rather enjoy a lot when Big Brother gets beaten.
Let's take a look at another one here. And that is Thierry Henry. And this is his home capital, Paris. So the Sun had a very, very big billboard, and this is in French. It says, "Il rentre chez nous." It means that it's coming home. It's a translation from French. It means that it's coming home. So they had a very, very big billboard in the build-up to the game. They had egg on their face.
And the irony of it all, in the end, it might go home, but this home, Paris. Nothing like the irony of it, all of it at the end. But I think it's a really, really good thing. The one thing I like about the English media is that they go all out. They push their team. They make the whole world believe their team is going to win. By the time you're going this way, I mean, you in Paris, but you're making sure we are there. And as you can see, it's
just interesting.
The passion and the way they push the agenda of their team, it's incredible.
Well, another reminder of Visa, the tap and go. It's very simple, tap and go. So you just simply go to whatever you're planning to do. You're going to do your shopping, you're going to the restaurant, you're buying something. The holiday season is approaching, so if you're planning to do some shopping, remember you can use your Visa card.
The holiday season is here, Bernard.
It snuck up on us, hasn't it?
Yeah, because when today is the 12th.
Today is the 12th?
Yes, in all of 13 days. So you really don't have much time to get that gift you want to get for your family, for your loved one. So make sure you got your Visa card. Like I say, once you leave the house, you've got to have your driving license, your car keys, and your Visa card.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for watching the show. My name is Bernard Ndong. I do trust you'll have a fantastic evening. Remember, tomorrow, the World Cup resumes the semi-finals. Croatia, of course, will be in action against Argentina. And then after that, the other semi-final, it will be Leblanc against the Atlas Lions. Will their dream fairy tale continue? We'll be able to find out after that match concludes. For now, good night and see you again soon.
SportOn in association with Visa.
Tap to pay with your Visa card and live the action this FIFA World Cup. Visa, official FIFA World Cup partner.
This is NTV.
Of flavor, fruity freshness in every sip.
Tell me, what is it? I thought everything was ready. The wedding, the honeymoon, what else did we miss?
Where we're going to live, for example.
Oh.
I spoke to your mother, but I don't want to be a bother to her. I really don't want to live in someone else's home. Maybe for a while, but not forever. And well, I don't see any interest on your part for us to live on our own.
Lorenza, please, don't be childish.
I am just telling you that I'm aware it was you who actually ruined all my dates.
No, that's not true. I saved you from adultery, and this is work-related. So how do I look? Don't you think I look so debonair?
Yes, so debonair. From the 50s.
It had to be you.
Gift your loved ones this Christmas season.
With what?
Optiven is offering you a variety of exciting properties. For every 125,000 that you spend, either as deposit or installment, we give you 2,500 cashback this Christmas season.
Now this is what we call convergence. Come through for the morning fix this and every single Friday right here on NTV. Yes, it's about that time.
You know, the coolest thing about mornings is that a girl and two guys together in the mix, you never know what to expect. You guys are crazy.
From Friday 6, bring your good vibes, bring your picks. From 7 a.m., it's a dope mix. Every single thing on Friday changes with the morning fix.
NTV, turning on your world.